Well, I'm David McCulloch and I'm an associate in the cost management department at Davis Langdon, working out of the Edinburgh office. What we do is we cost construction projects essentially. We take it from the very early days when you can get a sketch from an architect, these ideas, these initial ideas, costing it from there and basically defining a budget for that and delivering the project when it actually becomes a building and somehow getting the cost to be the same from the sketch right to when you get the completed building. My dad's in construction as well, but it's slightly different. He's not a surveyor, and my mum works for a bank, so they're slightly different. I liked maths, I liked numbers, I liked accountancy and finance, so this was something which was quite akin to that, but it had something extra as well, because you actually got to be part of building something. And I also have family members who have been quantity surveyors in the past, so I knew about the profession from them too. We all know job titles. When we're at school, we know what people's fathers do and mothers do, but actually find out what they actually do, what does the job involve and whether they think it sounds interesting. And try and keep your options open. Obviously I picked my subjects, I sat my standard grades, I sat my hires at school. I then went on to university. I did a 4-year honours course at Heriot Watt University. After that, then applied for a job with Davis Langdon. There are other companies as well, but I took up the position with Davis Langdon in their London office. And they enrolled me in their graduate development programme, which the aim is to get people through and chartered within 2 years, or that's the minimum period. So they try and target the 2 years. From knowing what I was going to do to actually being chartered was probably around 8 years maybe. University's there not just for the job you want to end up doing, but it's also a great personal experience as well, and I think that cutting it short, I would have lost something from that experience. So I think the 4 years is right. I think that the university course also, it doesn't just teach you the job, it teaches you more about the industry and it teaches you more about general management as well, which you can apply to other jobs if I didn't choose to be a surveyor in the end. There's lots I could have taken from that. My first day with Davis Langdon, I came into the office, I was welcomed by everybody, and my knowledge was tested right away. I was asked if I could measure off a plan, basically, some quantities, which I think I did. I never actually got any feedback on it, but I think I did it okay. Most of the training you need to pass to get chartered, you learn on the job. That's where you need to really experience as much as you can within that 2 years. I spent another 2 years with them in London, and I transferred to Davis Langdon's New York office. It was completely different. They don't, sounds strange to say, but they don't actually have quantity surveyors in America, so it's a different job. I mean, what they do is, if our job consists of of this much, in America they do about that much of it. It made me appreciate how other people operate, how other construction industries operate, that there's not just one way of doing things, there are other ways and there are better ways, and I think that was a big turning point for me. So while I absolutely loved living in New York, I thought it was a fantastic place to live, I didn't enjoy work as much because it wasn't as, you didn't have as much scope within the project, you weren't really part of the design team. We've started taking on graduates who don't have quantity surveying degrees to be quantity surveyors. We've taken on people with other degrees, geography degrees, French degrees, maths degrees. I think that's a fantastic asset because it brings, for the business, because it brings other skill sets into the company.